Okay, so today's my second day on Mojave ever in my life. Yesterday was a pretty good day. I caught a 3.5 on a bed. I caught a 3.5 pounder largemouth on a Cinco. And I had one other fish I caught that I landed. It's about 1.75 pounds. I had another good fish bite my bed fishing. I could have sat and caught that fish probably. And I had one get off, and then I bypassed a bunch of bed fish. I was looking around more than catching. So I could have had a limit yesterday of, I don't know, 12 pounds, let's say. Let me guess. But this morning, I'm out a little later than I wanted, but I'm going to go look for some topwater to see if these fish are ready to eat topwater yet. And that's what my goal is for this morning. And I'm just going to drive somewhere and check it out and see if I can't catch them on some hard baits. All right, let's see what happens. At this stage of the game, I'm still looking for topwater, and I'm still looking for better bites from largemouth. So I stayed near the marina, and I went looking for toolies, and I started throwing a frog. Generally, this might be something great to try, but a couple of things are going on here. One, I'm too close still. Even under low light conditions, I have learned that I'm just fishing too close. And secondarily, I've learned that the fish are just not taking topwater at this time. But I didn't know that then, and I kept trying. Besides the frog, I tried a couple other topwater baits, a larger walking bait and a Rico popper. I also fished in the shade during the day because that's a great way to catch bass after the sun has come up. Topwater was just not working, so I moved on and decided to get back to fishing toolies. Here you can see me working toolies at a close range one more time. Again, something I didn't know, but something that I'll keep in mind in the future. After fishing the edges of the toolie bed, I tried to pitch my bait back into the toolie mats to trigger a bite. While this is a fantastic technique to try, I didn't get any bites. I'm confident there were fish in this rather large toolie bed, so they were not aggressive enough to bite, or I spooked them. All right, so that's not a very big fish. It's about 1 pounder, not even, but Cinco fish, they're very, they're back in these toolies. That's just not a very good one. About this time in my pre-fish, I've concluded that the fishing for largemouth may not be the right move, and that I should spend more time sight fishing. The only thing holding me back at this time was the belief that it would be tough sight fishing because of the wind for the tournament days. But I just decided to take advantage of the calm weather and go ahead and spend more time sight fishing. The wind stayed calm for a number of hours, which gave me the time to begin to find quality smallmouth bedding areas in Lake Mohave. I found a number of quality fish in those areas. In practice, I learned how to get the fish to bite a lure, but I will not actually set on the bite to catch the fish. This makes for boring fishing and boring fishing videos, but it helps win tournaments. The wind finally picked up, and that required me to change tactics. When fishing for smallmouth bass in super clear water, I always tie on a jerkbait. Smallmouth love the erratic action of a jerkbait and will swim a long ways to attack. jerkbait in the wind and got myself a hold of a good one here. Oh yeah, nice fish. There you have it. It's a 3.5 long, skinny. Either it's a post-spawn female or it's a male, but let me weigh it. Woohoo! A little hot little guy. I apologize for the fish handling here, but I can tell you I do not want to get hooked, period. If I have to, I'll let go of the fish so that I don't get multiple hooks in my hands. All right, he's a pounder and a quarter, but it's a second one on a jerkbait. And I've just had 3 followers, including a really good one, right in this little pocket. I don't know if they're on beds and they're following it, or they're just looking to move up on beds, but they're definitely reacting to the jerkbait now that it's a little windy. So I'm going to keep doing that. Matter of fact, I'm going to go get my shoulder camera on, just because it's a little more fun watching jerkbait fishing than it is bed fishing. So we'll give that a shot. Alright, this is another 1.5-pounder. He's definitely right in the pocket, right down the middle of the pocket. So the way I'm finding these fish right now, the breeze is blowing. I'm on the main lake. I'm cutting into these little coves, and they have little pockets, and it seems like they must be fish that are on beds or thinking about getting on beds, because they're always right in the pocket. They're not on the little points, they're in the little pocket. So that's what I'm assuming they're up to. Can't see them, of course, the wind is blowing, so I just keep throwing, and after a while you just run into one. The bait I'm using is the Vision 110, the LBO. I like the LBO for castability. It's a pretty good size jerkbait, and it's working quite well. It's been working well for me for a number of months now, so I'm really satisfied with this particular jerkbait in this particular color. It's got a purple back, a little chartreuse on the bottom, a little green and white, so it's a pretty awesome bait, producing some good fish for me. I'm throwing this on a 6'10" medium with an extra fast tip, and with my 70 HG Corrado, so it's a pretty sweet setup, and they're biting right now. I think the wind has made them more susceptible to the jerkbait. I hadn't tried it when it was dead flat and I was sight fishing, but I think whenever it gets a little breezy and there's smallmouth around, I love throwing the jerkbait, and it's paying off. Nothing substantial besides that 3.5, but I've had some followers that are pretty decent sized fish, so get one of those to bite and it'll make it a lot more fun. Did he come out because he saw my bait? You shit me. Maybe he did, huh? Is that a fry garter? I wonder. These fry garters. All right, so he came. I saw him. So I saw this fish sitting like I thought maybe it was a bed, but he went up underneath the tree. So I cast that out there and I twitched once and twice and he came and hit it. So he gave himself up. That fish was up underneath the tree over there, and I threw the jerkbait and he came right out and ate it. So I don't know if he's fry guarding or what he's doing, but he's a little guy, but at least I'm catching fish. Well, that's enough for me for one day. Right about now, I'm pretty tired and exhausted from standing all day and being out there since early morning. Typical, but that's what we do when we go fishing. Anyway, I hope everybody likes this second installment of my pre-fishing of Mohave Lake. Please consider to subscribe. That's what I'm after right now. And like it and leave a comment. And now for a bit of foreshadowing. What you are looking at is the biggest sack of the tournament. The tournament is a 2-day event. There are 2 more pre-fish days before we get to the main event. Can we win? Please be on the lookout for more Fish Point Media videos from Lake Mohave.